Hey guys, how are you? How's it going? What's going on? It's late. It's almost 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. It's basically 10 o'clock right now. Um, the name Keisha came up in a comment asking, what did you do to Keisha? Keisha may be associated with California allegedly. I don't know. You're talking about today. Well, I guess we're just jumping right in. Hey everybody. Um, Not the sexy voice. I can look, it's just giving what it's giving. It's that time. Um, Also, I was very hoarse today. Plus, it's partially the microphone. This is a good microphone. Um, so I don't know. It's just giving what it's giving. But I was very hoarse yesterday. So, more than likely, just to give you guys a heads up, I probably won't be live tomorrow till lunchtime. So, just to let you guys know that. You're here on the East Coast in New Jersey. Hi, Linda Gibbs. I'm a New Jersey girl too. Bergen County, which is interesting because I don't know if that's where DJ Envy is, but I think his friend, we'll just say his friend, Caesar Pena is from Bergen County. Anyway, okay, so regarding Keisha, so you're talking about Shirley and them. I did some new graphics. I don't know if they're gonna stick around, but we're gonna try. Um, so today we were all, I think most, look, I can't speak for everybody, but some were quite annoyed with Miss Strawberry regarding her sentiments regarding her daughter. I'm trying to be oh so nice. Um, some people really are not, based on the comments, if you go read the comments, there are people who they are not feeling Miss Strawberry at this moment. Um, so she's not winning in the court of public opinion. I'm just going to say it like that. So she seems to be all about her man, her man, her man. And I don't know. I don't know if he would do the same for her. I think as long as he's protecting himself, if it includes protecting her, that's what he's going to do. But I think that the way those two talk to each other, you remember when you said this? You remember when you said that? No, I didn't say that. I said this. Oh, okay, okay. I remember that. Okay. So Essex County, Burlington. Okay. I'm in Bergen, North Jersey. Um, so yeah, all of this that they're mentioning with the Caesar and Envy case with Franklin Lakes and Patterson, that's all familiar to me. Any of you guys who know that area, any of you New Yorkers who go shopping in Paramus, I went to high school in Paramus. So yeah, Hudson County. I grew up on Hudson Avenue, right? Um, Hampton, Georgia. We've got everywhere. Rancho Cucamonga. Isn't that California? Um, let's see. I've got two sisters in the LA area. Um, okay, Bougie Gang is all here. Bergen County. Okay, Talkative Diva. Atlanta. Okay, Hampton, Georgia. We're in Bergen County, Talk Diva, if you don't mind me. You don't have to be super specific. But I'm Englewood, Baltimore, Vegas. Okay. Shirley always had on some cute stuff. Shirley, Atlanta, Dallas, Augusta. Excuse me. Yeah. Is that Augusta, Georgia right there? DFW in the house. Um, Guys, I sat there and watched Peyton Marie Charles. Any of you guys who follow Peyton, if you're not following Peyton, you want a good lifestyle vlogger. Peyton, she was over there. She's in Dallas area. She did a shop and meet at the Joe Malone store. I don't know when it was. I would imagine it was sometime over the weekend, but the vlog kind of revolved around that. And it was so good. So if you didn't see it or don't know, it's Peyton Marie Charles. Her channel is just lovely. She's one of my faves. So good. I sat there and watched the whole thing, and it rolled right into Monroe Steele's latest video. I didn't get to watch her whole thing, but that's what I was kind of doing on my break. And made dinner and stuff like that and just chilled for a little while, and I just kept looking at the clock like, "Okay, 9:45, 9:45." So, I'm glad I made it. I didn't know if you guys wanted to throw out some questions. Let's just listen to something a little bit different. Funk Master Flex, any of you guys from the tri-state area or anyone, anyone of a certain age, you remember like, mixtapes were a thing obviously, and you got to know a lot of new music, a lot of music through a lot of these DJs. I mean, that's just kind of what I grew up with. So Funkmaster Flex is definitely a little bit, I mean, I think some of the, the current generation are very much aware of him, but a lot of people don't really know like how this how that kind of got started probably 25 maybe even almost 30 years ago. So but he's been around for a long time, even though obviously he kind of is, a byproduct of a couple, maybe one or two before him, but definitely he was speaking from a place. Yeah, he's like a byproduct of DJ Clue, right? So, which of course I was more, um, okay, so DJ Clue would be on, who am I thinking of? So of course, wait, I'm trying to see this comment right here. You love both. You love Peyton and Monroe. Absolutely. Yeah, they're so good. Um, but yeah, he's coming from a place like he knows Envy well and he's not playing. Like he's quite annoyed. Right. And it's kind of like the Hot 97 versus, it could have been, I don't even know at the time, would it have been anyone on a BLS? But BLS was always kind of a little bit more like mellow R&B, but at a certain time I lived in Houston and then I moved here and I've been here for well over 20 years, so it's been a long time, but there's always been certain rivalries, right? And Funkmaster Flex has no love for Envy, and he had quite a few things to say. So let's listen to this because I thought it was interesting, but I think that it's feeding season right now for DJ Envy, and he's finding himself in trouble, and people are looking saying either I told you so, or people are just kind of like the comment section is a disaster. Um, Someone even commented a couple of days ago, I guess whenever I did the first story on my other channel, and said, "Do you think that Envy would step down to, for Charlemagne's brand?" And I was like, Charlemagne's been in trouble himself, but I guess since he doesn't really acknowledge it very much, it doesn't, people kind of move on, right? If you're not going to engage, that's the best thing to do is to not engage. And then sometimes if you're lucky enough, it'll go away. And I think for Charlemagne, it goes away, it comes back, it goes away, it comes back. Well, Funkmaster Flex has nicknamed Charlemagne Lesser Charge because I guess that's what he pled to was a lesser charge. And Real Estate Rico, maybe, is what he's calling Envy, and he's calling Cesar Pena the gobbler. So it's kind of funny. And it's very much giving lots of shade. So uh let's get into it. But yeah, my time, so I graduated from high school in 1988. So just to give you some perspective there. So for me, it was like DJ Red Alert, and so maybe Red Alert, um, which he's like an old guy now. But that was like when I was coming out of high school. Funkmaster Flex, I think, he could even be around the same age as me, maybe a little younger. I'm not sure, but yeah, interesting. But these guys have been around for a long time. And Envy is talking about 30 years in the business. He's 46. So I don't know when I mean, he could have started super duper young. I don't know, but these guys have been around forever, okay? And there's a lot of bad blood, and so it's surpassed real estate. It's also entered into the music business. There have been rumors about payola. It's getting deep, and you know, the one thing that I like the other day, if you didn't watch it, I'll share it. Um, the the stuff that Envy was talking about, Kid Capri and all of his mixtapes, oh my God. Um, you know, the way Envy was talking about overvaluing property or trying to get additional money to wait just one second. Let me change the optics a little bit. Um, and trying to get additional money so that you could have money to pay your property note. Like those are maybe things people do, but things that always aren't articulated out in the open as far as like what you're doing with the monies, because they're not loaning you money to pay them back. That's not really how it works. But you could tell how unsophisticated Envy is. So no matter how much money he has and whatever, I'm just saying in terms of, business practices, he seems to have learned from his friend, or just learn by word of mouth or learn by doing. And not to say that that's a bad thing, but that doesn't necessarily make you qualified to do seminars. And when you're doing seminars and you're educating people on how to do things, but some of the practices could be straddling the fence of legal and not, that could be a problem. So that whole conversation that he had with Mano, I'll pull up while this is playing, I'll pull up the link and attach it. So make sure it's in the description box. It's quite interesting some of the things that he was sharing as best practices, which myself, I would say probably aren't best practices, and things that someone as a public figure, someone who's doing classes, probably wouldn't want to repeat. But if that's what you're telling your friend, in a at a backyard barbecue, that's what you do, then that's one thing. But that's not. Sometimes your best practices are not the best practices or legal practices. Those might be straddling the fence with, um, yeah, you can do that, but you probably really shouldn't, kind of thing. That might not get you this, but if something were to happen, it's not going to look favorable for you, that kind of stuff. But anyway, um, let's just get into it. And then we can wrap up with any kind of questions. Before we even get into that real quick, I was going to press the button, but I said, let me just say this first. So I guess some things that we took away from the earlier live today regarding Shirley and Nesto. Someone asked, where's the ring? Did the ring get confiscated or seized yet? I don't know. What happened to the motor coach? Don't know. What happened to the 18 wheeler? Don't know. What happened to the box truck? Don't know. The $2,000 a month storage, which was crazy. I don't know. Did she ever find the key? We don't know. I would say maybe, because she did complain about going to the storage and they just threw her stuff in the storage. So maybe it's possible that she did get into the storage because she had some complaints about how her items were in the storage. So that's a possibility that she did get in there. So, but those are just some items I've got on my list. So next time, so whenever this week we do kind of like a what do we know so far? What did we learn this week and kind of stuff, just like our little wrap up. Those are some items to just have your ears open for the next calls. Or if you are listening to a call and you hear something, drop the link, drop the timestamp in a comment, and I'll listen to it. And if it's something that needs to be shared, then I'll just share it on the community wall, for folks to listen to, or we'll just listen to it in a future episode, to kind of have, like, okay, ooh, okay, found it. Because really, it's almost like an Easter egg hunt. I hate to say it. It's giving a little bit of an Easter egg hunt, all of this information. So anyway, let's get into it. um, Let me see. And I'll drop the link to what we're listening to here if you want to listen to it uninterrupted. Um, But, let's just say this, since this recording, um, Caesar has been arrested. He's out on $1 million bond. He was arrested by federal authorities. Um, I do have the information from the Justice Department, I think it was, the New Jersey office. Let me see. I'll pull that up and I'll have it when let me see. District office. Let's see. Let me pull that up now. And the arrest complaint. The arrest complaint is long. So if we do this, we can maybe talk about that tomorrow, um, and read the whole complaint. The complaint is rather long. Um, just a second. Okay, let me show this. Okay, New Jersey real estate investor and online influencer charged with multi-million-dollar investment fraud. This was October 18th, Wednesday, Newark, New Jersey. New Jersey real estate investor and influencer was arrested today for committing a multi-million-dollar Ponzi-like investment fraud scheme. U.S. Attorney Philip R. Sellinger announced. Cesar Umberto Pena, 45, Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, is charged by complaint with one count of wire fraud. He appears before U.S. Magistrate Judge Edward S. Keel in Newark Federal Court and was released on $1 million secured bond with electronic monitoring. Um, Investment fraud is simply a crime of greed. U.S. Postal Inspector is in charge. Christopher Nielsen of the U.S. Postal Inspection Service Philadelphia Division said in this case, Caesar allegedly solicited dozens of individuals to provide him with millions of dollars to purchase and invest in residential properties. However, instead of sharing the profits, he defrauded the investors in a Ponzi scheme. Postal inspectors will continue to work with our law enforcement partners to combat financial fraud and protect the American people. Plain and simple, the defendant ran a fraudulent scheme. They falsely represented the nature of their business and lied about potential investment returns to bilk unsuspecting victims out of millions. Tammy Tomlin, special agent in charge of IRS Criminal Investigations Newark Field Office, said today's arrest highlights IRS criminal investigation and law enforcement's partner commitment to investigate and prosecute unlawful behavior. We allege Pena offered a ridiculously high rate of return to investors to then took the millions he got and invested it in himself. FBI Newark special agent in charge James E. Dennehy said history has proven time and again, Ponzi schemes don't work. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow eventually runs out. Investors take note. It's your money. Don't let them steal it. According to documents filed in this case, the statements made in court, Pena partnered with celebrity disc jockey and radio personality to conduct real estate seminars around the country. Through these seminars, self promotion efforts, and other marketing strategies, Pena developed a significant social media following. Starting in 2017, Pena began accepting investments from victim investors for alleged purchase, remodel, or sale of specific real estate projects in New Jersey and other states. To induce his victims, Pena often promised 20 to 45% returns on investments within 5 months. That was a reoccurring kind of thing. It was like, oh, you'll get your money back in 5 months. You'll get in 5 months. But instead of using victims' investments as promised, Pena engaged in a Ponzi-like scheme by commingling victim money using new victim investments to pay off prior victims and spending victim funds on personal expenditures. The investigation has revealed that Pena defrauded dozens of investors of millions of dollars. The charge of wire fraud carries a maximum of 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000 or twice the gross amount of any pecuniary gain that any person derived from the offense and well or of any pecuniary let me look I'm sorry. I'm like, what is that word? Pecuniary loss. I'm sorry. I can't just skip over it. I'm like, what is that? Relating to or consisting of money. Okay. Uh Oh, pecuniary. I said it correct. Okay, well, I was just okay. So it's as related. It's a monetary loss. Okay. Where was I? Pecuniary loss sustained by any victims of the offense, whichever is greatest. U.S. Attorney Selinger credited special agents of the U.S. Attorney's Office in the District of New Jersey under the direction of Special Agent in Charge Thomas Mahoney, Special Agent Task Force officers of U.S. Drug Enforcement. Okay, so let me drop this link. You guys can read this. I think I am just not in a good position to read the rest of this, but you guys have at it. Also, at the end of this, you'll see this here. This is the whole entire complaint, which this is something to get into reading. So we'll get into this. It gives the whole entire timeline, everything. So we can get into that tomorrow. If you guys are into this, so it talks about the different properties and like what happens. So this is very interesting. I just don't know if we can get to this tonight, just to be honest. I think it's a bit much. So based on I did 2 other lives today, so I'm a little bit spent at this moment, but I do want to get into this video. So, or let me know if you want to get into this document and we will read through it and try to make heads or tails of it. But this is what basically got Caesar arrested. This may be possibly what potentially, I mean, this has DJ Envy named in it. Okay. So I'd be concerned, and it has been said that he does have a attorney, so we'll see. Anyway, okay, let's get into it. Let me cover this up. Okay.
Getting ahead. So, do you feel pathetic, sir, on that lesser charge that you took?
So lesser charge is Charlemagne, real estate RICO. So this is Funkmaster Flex, who's giving a little bit of a rant at the moment. Lesser charge is Charlemagne, and real estate RICO is DJ Envy, Rashawn Casey.
Do you feel pathetic? Do you feel pathetic? That mental health scam you're running? Do you feel pathetic, I guess, allegedly having a new lawsuit, a brand new one? April 21st, 2023.
This year.
I think that lawsuit's against your company. I think it's against your radio company, you, everyone involved. But I want to ask you something. Do you feel pathetic? Because I'm going to break that situation down for you, Mr. Lesser Charge. Lesser Charge for you was the best way to go. I don't care what I think. I don't care what people think. And maybe it is none of anyone's business. But you know, turn that down a little bit, Tam. But you know what you did on that night. And if you was really this mental health person, I don't know how, but you would deal with that situation. Now, is real estate RICO, is he pathetic? Because you look at him every morning. Is real estate RICO that sits next to you every day? I mean, he has a couple lawsuits just like you. Because Colin Kaepernick, I don't think he has any lawsuits. Mm-mm. I think Colin Kaepernick cares about the community. Mm-hmm. And it showed that in many ways. You know, everybody's going to have a different opinion, right? Maybe Colin's right. Maybe the NFL's right. Maybe they're both right. Maybe they're both wrong. I don't know. there's a crossroads. But Colin would like to play football. And he expressed in an amazingly written letter.
Very.
Amazingly written letter. Also, really, really, you could tell he knew exactly what was going on in the Jets organization, which made J. Cole want to show this letter.
Yes.
And he even, mind you, Mr. Lesser Charge, Colin wasn't asking for the starting position.
No.
He was asking for the backup position.
Yes.
And he also said that it would give them a chance to even see if he has what it takes.
Yes.
So you're trying to tell me, Lesser Charge, remember now, you are a person who took a lesser charge. Remember who you are. You and your friend.
Look, let me say this. Based on this monologue, if this is how people feel about Charlemagne and DJ Envy, what I could say is this. Angela Yee has already cut and run. That's number one. I think she cut and run for a couple different reasons. Number one is that, no one's getting any younger, and she wanted to be, she deserves to frontline her own show, right? If she can make it, she can have it, right? That's number one. Number two, I think the Breakfast Club, I guess, brings in money, but to have two people who have kind of started a franchise doesn't necessarily mean you got to finish the franchise. Look what happened to Wendy Williams. I mean, Wendy was her own, Wendy led to her own undoing. You know what I mean? Like dealing with her husband and that whole thing, it bled over into her job, unfortunately. And these two, I guess what I'm saying is people can be replaced. Who would have thought that Sherry Shepherd would be sitting in Wendy Williams' seat? You know what I'm saying? Like Sherry Shepherd in Wendy Williams' seat? Really? Never. But it happened. It happened and it's real. I won't even watch that show because I'm so mad about that. But that's a whole nother topic. But this is my point. I think anybody at this point can be replaced. You might not like it, but people need something to listen to in the morning. And the powers that be, corporate America, they don't care. They just want the numbers. As long as, if they can sit there and find replacement for Angela, which I don't even know, have they found a full-time replacement yet for her, or they're just kind of enjoying having co-hosts, they can find two people. They can put a Nick Cannon in there. Nick Cannon might not want to do it, but you know what I'm saying? There's people out here that want to talk. There's people out here that want a regular gig. There's people out here like a Nas. There are celebrities out here that they can bring someone who's not a radio host. Look at Steve Harvey. They can bring someone in who's a celebrity, but not a radio person and a cool radio person. And here you got a whole nother Breakfast Club. Like these two can be replaced. And with what the kind of stuff that these two have going on, it, you know, it's a lot. So I don't know if that would happen, but it could happen. And I don't think anyone at this point is can't be replaced, because I think that companies these days, after you see what happened at Fox, with the Murdoch family and all that stuff and how much money they had to pay out, um, nobody wants to hold on to problematic people too long. And the fact that Envy brought this guy into the studio would be problematic, that he kind of mixed. It wasn't like he was just a regular ass guest. This was actually one of your business associates. So it's kind of a conflict of interest. You're bringing in interviews that not only are in the best, that are something that your audience might be interested in, but it's also something that, puts money to your pocket, if you will, I would say. Um, and the whole thing with Charlemagne is not a good look either. So anyway, it's problematic. Let's jump a little bit ahead because he's kind of still ranting about Charlemagne at this moment, but we're going to get over to the real estate portion. And if you want to watch this in its entirety, I think I did drop the link. Let me make sure to drop it again.
Back up is Jay-Z held a press conference and said we were past kneeling. You know that you're like a sucker, a punk. So then they they let you do that knowing we never have to do anything for him in return because he's going to gobble us till the morning. So Jay-Z never needed to like really do anything with you because you were already you were already grappling his ground beef. Yo, another man. I hope your kids ain't listening tonight. Nah, I'm just so now. With all that being said, before you went to that press conference that Jay-Z had with the NFL about Colin Kaepernick, guess who you were gobbling before that? Colin. You remember calling Ness all the time, right? Showing up unannounced.
Called Ness is.
Yeah, I listened to some of part 3. If we can get to it. I want to get to the part where he starts talking about.
You guys have studied.
Okay, here we go.
I got to get to Real Estate Rico.
Okay.
You sort of. I watch your whole mental health push. You like lay out this blanket like you care. And you know what Mr. Lesser Charge and Real Estate Rico have in common, Tap? You guys have studied what Black people aspire for and what Black people's fears. See, mental health, that's an amazing scam for African Americans. Because you know what our thoughts are. Real Estate Rico, that's an amazing scam. Because you know our people love quick money. They all want to be J.R. Ewing and be like big real estate tycoons. You know, and African Americans, don't get mad at me because I'm African American. You know, not just African Americans, Spanish, white, Black, all colors, are very impressed by celebrities. See, that's where Real Estate Rico came in. But I also want to make sure that I put this disclaimer out there and you understand something. I do not know, and I'm not 100% convinced that Real Estate Rico. Shout to Tony the closer. Oh, Real Estate Rico, you're going to be on NBC News Wednesday. I'm going to post a pic. I wasn't there. They're going to hurt you Wednesday. They're going to hurt you.
That NBC, that's the one that everybody is showing. NBC put it, the average news story is like 3 minutes. NBC put in a almost 7-minute story on this whole thing. I think if you've seen this story, you've seen it was an NBC reporter. I mean, she went everywhere. And they closed it out with Jennifer, Cesar Pena's wife at the end, who did no favors for her husband at all. Jennifer is no help. Okay. If she did anything, she hurt him. Okay.
State Rico knows that people are very impressed by celebrities, cars, money, flashiness. So they kind of push that energy. And I know you get upset when people talk about your wife. And I know you get funny, but she was pushing the same type of energy on her social. You guys were kind of doing like a church pastor, like preacher scam. That's allegedly. I don't know if it was a scam, but it was just weird. And your social, my brother, it doesn't hit the upper echelon of money makers. You're hitting the people that look up to you.
The hardworking people.
And I'll be honest, man, I'm amazed because I do know you. And I kind of know that's not your energy. And me and you may have like here and there, we have differences of opinion. I dig your work ethic. So I'm kind of surprised you are not more involved with clearing this up. With, I'm going to say our people, yours and mine, our people. I'm surprised at that, my brother. I really am. And I'm not, I'm not here to attack you today or nothing. I'm surprised at that. And I'm surprised that you guys didn't think, listen, I gave everybody a pass until we're like 5 months later. There's some big stories coming out. I got to do what I do. This is part of what I do. Yeah, real estate Rico. Lesser charge gobbler.
This guy, okay, so Funkmaster Flex, the guy who's in the studio with him, I know he murdered it. We're just gonna overlook that, okay? Because he makes lots of good points. So we're gonna let him have that one. I didn't say anything because I was like, I'm gonna let him live on that one. You guys are funny, okay?
Oh, he got a new name.
Oh, the co-signer, the guy who's co-signing Funkmaster, he's like, yep. I love it. It's so messy.
LCG. Nobody believes your mental health movement, my brother. Go in your own comments. And listen, you gotta make I'm not allowed to make comments.
Not that Flex mentioned someone else's comments. This is so funny.
On your page. I don't want to think you blocked me, but I'm able to see what's going on, but I'm not allowed to write anything. I just want to, wish you happy birthday or something. You guys got to let me in, man. A lot of people got their comments off.
It's crazy when someone does take the time to block you. It's like, damn, I mean, seriously?
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody could get in.
So, Mr. Real Estate Rico, letting lesser charge talk about that.
Hey, Sean.
I mean, Rico, do you feel what you're kind of portraying right now is kind of pathetic?
I mean, he's all but kind of accusing them of pandering. But don't you think that they're playing down to their audience, that they're trying to be of the people, but Flex is a little bit accusing him of being phony because he's like, I don't think that's really your energy, but your socials play up to the people who admire you, your fans. You're playing to your fans, but you're not showing like the real. Like that's not, your social media isn't really reflecting what is. It's actually reflecting to your fan base, and that's interesting way to think about your social media. Are you giving the real, or are you marketing to the people like that you want to follow you, rather than just have the people follow you because they like what you're doing? That you're deliberately, creating, that you're demonstrating, the person that your followers think that you are. That's what I'm getting from Flex, that almost like he's a little bit phony with it.
Mr. Rico, do you think when you look across at lesser charge, because he's out on a lesser charge, do you think, do you put your daughter around Mr. Lesser Charge? Real Estate Rico, do you put your daughter around Mr. Lesser Charge? I'm just curious.
I mean, the bombs are just dropping.
You do or you don't? And listen, I know you want to fight Tyrese. I get it. My brother, Tyrese is from Compton. I'd be careful. Like, he's from Watts. Please. Yo, Ebro. Ebro, There's an infiltrator in here. Absolutely. A clown. There is. There's an infiltrator. That's what's his name again? Not real estate Rico. That's Lesser Charge. Lesser Charge has a friend up here. And let me tell you about Mr. Lesser Charge Gobbler. You know why you got a friend up here? She's a bozo, by the way. You know why you got a friend up here? Because, and I'm going to make sure he hears this good. You've always been.
And no man wants anyone speaking on their wife. I mean, even if it's nothing really, really bad, but if she's been out here, oh my God. If your wife is for the streets and you got some guy that doesn't like you, oh, they're going to drag. Nobody wants anyone speaking on their wife. That's embarrassing.
I want the music down. You're scared to run into me. You don't know what my energy is going to be. And I had no bad energy. It's actually good energy. I will never take away from your work ethic and your grind. But you remember when you kind of reached out to Karen Civil? Want to have a little, I don't know if it was truce or like energy. I knew you were scared then. See, you and Lesser Charge and Real Estate Rico, they put a lot of effort. And you too, the morning girl that was there did too. You remember when you were talking funny, but my man got that videotape of you getting smashed. So you calmed down. You remember that though, right? I love you. That guy worked for me. He worked for me. But you didn't know that at the time because you wanted to come up. Gobbler. Anyway. But she's cool. I don't want to. New York City, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what those guys' agenda was. You know I'm top dog in the city. They always tried everything. Rumor, this, threats. I don't have any baggage. I don't have any bones in the closet.
This is like the perfect opportunity. Like if you got some beef with any of these dudes on the Breakfast Club, it's feeding season right now.
I don't have nothing. Very hard for them. But they used to threaten my friends, people who were around me, on information they had. Because you know why, New York? They never banked on this day today. See, you know what this day is? We're talking like 10 years ago. And it's still, yeah. See, I already know your lifespan. I already know. See, let me invent.
Me too. I'm definitely. His voice is so squeaky. He's so New York. He is so New York. But I am definitely here for the guy on guy drag. I just love it. I like when guys get a little petty because they play like they don't get petty with it so much that when they do, it's fun. It's kind of interesting, right? It's their karma. Yes. Look. Um Envy was out here talking like he knew what he was talking about, and it's just a little bit, and then you got an associate who's making you look bad. It's one thing if you guys are talking about stuff and you might not be the brightest, you might not have gone to business school, you might not be a trained real estate, maybe you didn't take any real estate, you're not a real estate agent, you haven't been professionally coached, and you don't have a business back or whatever it is, right? And it's okay to say that you learned from the school of hard knocks, you learned from investing your money and all of those things, but it's another thing that when you are coaching and giving not the best advice, and or you partner yourself with someone who is now in trouble. That's bad. Let me see. I am interested in why Essence Magazine had an exclusive feature issue. We're gonna get to that. We're on this right now, so I'll put a star on that, and we'll talk about that before we break out of here. I don't know. That might be a good question for an Ask the Editor, at Essence. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? Why not go on their website and send them a note and ask them, send them a video, maybe one of mine, that supports the asking of that question, or, the Chronicle Speaks, I don't know, whatever you'd like to send, and ask them what they know about this. Okay. Because if they put some money towards this woman's wedding and it never was, or it was a fraud, or whatever, for whatever reason, it was it because he just wasn't in a position to be married, and or it was, it was a fraudulent wedding no matter what. But you know what I mean? Like, however, whatever the story is behind what Shirley may know about what her marital situation is today, that might be a great question. I wish I had the answer. I don't. Um, so we'll talk about that before we break, but we're on this right now. But we'll get back to that.
Let me help you guys. See, I reinvent.
Yeah, because the more comments they get, the more questions they get about it, might trigger them to do a story. Like, hey, this is like, do a search for Shirley Strawberry. I mean, she is what's popping on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, or at least Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And if they get enough comments or notes, it might be something that they might want to look into.
For the place that I work at, you guys reinvent to line your pockets. That's why you got Real Estate Rico and King Gobbler.
So what he said I thought was kind of interesting about the Breakfast Club. I mean, not only did he lay the groundwork for kind of like that they're pandering to their audience, but also in terms of as a show that they kind of promote what the people like, what they know is going to sell versus promoting the culture. I think Flex is out here saying that like he's promoting the culture, meanwhile they are pandering to like what's selling, which I think is, nobody wants to be accused of that, because that's not what's cool. And people don't want to feel like they're being taken advantage of, but that's certainly what he is accusing them of.
Do you know why, New York? They never banked on this day today. See, you know what this day is? We're talking like 10 years ago. And it's still, yeah. See, I already know your lifespan. I already know. See, let me help you guys. See, I reinvent for the place that I work at. You guys reinvent to line your pockets. That's why you got Real Estate Rico and King Gobbler. See? But they didn't bank on this. And Lesser Charge always knew he had that charge. Mm-hmm. Karen, I'm going to blow you up today. Uh-oh. Now, Karen Civil just today. Uh-oh. Karen Civil, well, let me say this right. Me and Ebro had that case in North Carolina, South Carolina, early. Karen Civil told me where it was. I put a lawyer on the case and got the transcript. He knew I did because they had to inform him that somebody asked about the case. Hence, he goes on with academics to try to make a story of his own, knowing I was coming. Let me say that to you again, New York, so you understand. Turn that bomb down. Karen Civil told me the case existed. I hired a lawyer to get the transcript and all the files. I sent it to Ebro. This was years before it came out. So let me tell you something, Mr. Lesser Charge. I knew what your ego was, and I knew you'd try to clean it up. But what you did was you actually put the nail in your coffin, trying to describe the situation, which smoked out the young lady to then get upset. You're never going to be smarter than me. Let me break it down for you again, bozo. Mr. Lesser Charge, Karen Civil got me the information that that case existed. I put a lawyer on the case and got all the information from your court. I sent it to Ebro. You knew we had it. You, being so guilty, knowing I was coming, you went on to academics and did a little explanation of what happened that night. Like I knew you would. You are my son. You're a puppet. You're a goofball. And you're a punk. And I know how to move punks around. I don't know if I ever told you that story today. Did I? Well, you know it now. I'm just wondering if you knew. So
Flex wants his credit. He wants his flowers. He wants his credit. He just wants you guys to know I've been pulling the strings all along. Okay. That's what that's saying. Like, I've been pulling the strings all along. I mean, quite frankly, Flex, I think you shouldn't have said anything yet, but okay.
when you had a goofy, what do you call it? Infiltrator in the building, she couldn't help you. I already had the information. And then, to be honest, then I saw you ducking the questions. Then I saw you putting out mad cease and desist. I knew you were scared. And you're still scared. Because you know what that meant? You, Real Estate Rico, Lesser Charge Gobbler. Yo, legendary names in there tonight.
That was crazy.
And your girl, because your girl was part of it. What was that website she had the relationship with? Bossip.
Yeah.
You know the little girl that left your show? Mommy, you remember that relationship you had with Bossip? You had a strong one. Remember? Always putting out paperwork on my marriage, what was going on with my divorce. It's funny how things work out, right? See, y'all were trying to get me out of... your man, Lesser Charge, he was trying to get me out the game before a day like this happened. He wanted to finish out after me. Impossible. I'm petty. I am. I'm petty. So, Mr. Lesser Charge, what have you learned today? You, King Gobbler. Mr. M, me. So, the Colin Kaepernick pathetic thing, I don't know if he was frustrated because, what did Drake call it? Yo,
Drake just gave him the
a
business.
fake, let me tell you why a fake Morris Chestnut is so crazy.
Gave him the business.
Because Morris Chestnut ain't it. He's already not it. Like, Morris Chestnut is everything but cool. And he said you were a fake one. So that means not only is Morris Chestnut a biscuit, you're like a croissant or something. Like,
Not even.
you're below the biscuit.
Not even.
Crazy. That was, but you were gobbling. Remember, you were gobbling Drake.
Okay, so who knows what he's talking? Was Charlemagne found in a? They said they had him on some sort of video. What is that about? Was he on? Was he doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing with his balls? I mean, like, what's? I wouldn't even be asking. But what is this gobble? I'm thinking that there was something bad. Um, what is he referring to? He called him a croissant. Isn't that awful? What happened? He's dragging him. Oh, Jesus, really? Because wasn't he in jail? He was in jail once upon a time, wasn't he? He did something, but I guess the lesser charge thing. But didn't he have some sort of I feel like I remember back when he was interning with Wendy. I mean, there was something in his past. Maybe that's what it was, but I didn't know what it was at the time because I remember when he was like an intern on Wendy's, way back, way probably over 20 years ago, right? Um, so in other words, okay, let's keep going. He
Drake
still
tries
got
to
some
rope
choice.
you in. I never want to be buddies. I don't care.
Yes, I do. I know about
Now,
that.
real estate,
The statutory rape situation, and then the lesser charge, and then he said something about the Mr. Gobble, King Gobbler. So maybe Charlemagne was up to something. He was living his life. Um,
Rico, you, sir, have had a bad week. Yeah, yeah. I would refrain from fighting Tyrese because you felt he said something to your wife. I hate to say this to you, man, but if you wasn't smashing the other broad, there would have been no way for Tyrese to have conversation with your wife anyway. Look in the mirror, blame yourself.
so was that when he was talking to Erica Mena? Is that who he's referring to? Oh my goodness, her
Stop.
oh.
See, the difference between me and you is we had similar situations with our wives.
Okay.
I knew better than to stick around for the torture. I could have taught you something. Because if you don't think you're in torture, you're in torture. It's okay. There's nothing wrong. Some people choose torture or what they always say, violence.
You choose violence.
And it's okay. I respect you for it. That's not for me.
My God.
Me, I'm a wiggle, 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 bounce, 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 and I'm a move. Because I can look at somebody's eyes once and say, no, you're going to punish me. And that's it. But so I guess Tyrese talking to your wife, I get it. But the way Ricky Rose is talking about his pinky toe, and I mean,
It's disrespectful.
we're talking about boxing people. I don't think you should box anybody. You're doing this to yourself. There's a whole lot of people got swindled. Maybe you had something to do with it or something. Maybe you didn't. And you're not speaking. So you mean you're not sympathetic to the situation. Your man is sitting across from you and, he got a couple cases and allegedly some sexual things with underage. So the two of y'all is like a lot of lawsuits, a lot of litigation. And I got to be honest. Both of those situations is where you guys kind of took advantage of your people. So
It's pathetic.
the pathetic. Now, I was confused on why they use that about Colin.
Yeah.
Guys, you will never do, none of us in this room. I don't know anybody. P.O. said, who's King Gobbler?
Oh my God.
Shout to P.O. Shout to Cujo. Shout to Rashawn. Shout to Cynthia. Shout to Ann. Ann gets her first shout tonight. Shout to Deb. I think it's Deb McDermott. She gets her first shout tonight. We cool as a cucumber. Listen, for the infiltrator in the building. Wow, you're a clown. But that's your boy. That's your boy.
The infiltrator in the building, you're a clown, but that's your boy. Okay.
They thought I wouldn't find out. Anyway, so on that note, it's a Monday. Was this podcast Mondays?
It's podcast Monday.
We should put this up online. Should we put this up on my YouTube page?
Let's do it.
Shout to Black Enterprise. They made a couple posts. Hot New Hip Hop. On hiphop.com, Worldstar,
Hip Hop DX, I think.
Hip Hop DX, Rose. Somebody said me and Rose should get a podcast.
Off the blog.
Yeah, but we can't do it here because they never call me back about the podcast I'm waiting for now.
No, I don't think he's roasting for the culture. He's this is personal. He's just doing it for himself. He's just doing it because he could that night. He had some, he just had some material and thought that it was going to be cute. Um, we're getting ready to finish this one up, but there's another one that he really gets into it. So that's on part 3. So just
busy.
we'll finish this up in just a
It's
second.
super busy. He hasn't even asked to take this audio and make it a podcast.
Nah.
He thinks I don't see him.
Nah.
Ain't nobody safe today. What have we learned, boys and girls, about King Gobbler? And what's the other? What's the other one? What do we call the other guy?
Real Estate Rico.
Real Estate Rico.
Real Estate Rico. Shout out to Tony the Closer. Tony the Closer is going to be on NBC Channel 4 Wednesday. I think he's going to.
The guy in the background is like, oh my God. It's so hilarious.
King Gobbler. Man. You hugged a lot. Yo, he gobbled a lot of people. Jay-Z, he gobbled Drake. He gobbled Colin.
He's the king.
King Gobbler.
He's the king.
Keep your kids away from him, man. That guy is oof. Okay, so what should we play in celebration of? I have a record. Let's play Benjamin?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play that. It's our 97 Funk Flex. I'm going to have this up on my YouTube page because they never started the podcast that they were supposed to do up here, so I got no other way to get it to. But I'm going to get it on my YouTube page.
Okay.
I love this game. You know what's so funny? Man.
They don't be ready for you.
Bro, I'm going to tell you who the infiltrator is in a second. I'm going to call you. Hot 97, let's go.
Okay, let's let me reset.
Lot of something, New York. If in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's 2 people involved there. Actually 3. There's Real Estate Rico, shout to Tony the Closer, and there's Lesser Charge Leonard, the pedophile. Yeah. It's the lesser charge. So in all of that, then you got Caesar, who was arrested last night by the feds. $1 million bail. Fraud.
It's just the clues bombs for me. It's like, my God, it's so funny.
Right? It was fraud. Possibly money laundering.
Damn.
And for DJ Shrimp.
Wait, what's his name? Nesto. What? Wow.
They went over, iHeart. That's the guys down there. And confiscated. What did they do? They confiscated computers, devices, all of that. They shouldn't fire him. I'm keeping it.
I would almost feel like if that's true, I heard that they said that was a rumor and that was not true, that they confiscated from the job site. But considering that they had him there to be able to determine whether, and maybe it wasn't the feds, maybe it was just the corporation, maybe they wanted to understand if Envy was doing his real estate on company time, considering that you had a someone who was coming basically promoting their business, that you were also a part of the business. Like, was that clear? Wherein iHeartRadio might say, hey, you know what, we don't mind doing stuff for the community, it's teaching financial literacy, we're gonna have this guy on, it's a big, it's for the tri-state, but people can fly in, whatever. This is a big event. did they know how deep down the rabbit hole he was associated with this guy? And also, would they have allowed this had they known that Sir had a bad reputation? So it's quite possible it could be part of, a federal investigation, but maybe even just more so from a company perspective. Is he in violation of his contract? Could he be in violation of some sort of code of conduct? Basically, intermingling business with his duties that he is contractually assigned to, that you're commingling two things that, yeah, we didn't really know that you were like in business with this guy or shared offices with this guy. We don't know what everybody knew, right? So
In a
that
buck.
could be a problem.
They should fire his boss. Because their boss over there, iHeart, let this man bring up a scammer for the last 5 years on their radio station. And the boss didn't even know about it because they would have stopped it.
They just thought they were probably giving some time to some random guy talking about real estate literacy or financial literacy to their market, which is interesting, right? Oh, we've got this guy, and maybe we want to give certain amount of time, per month to this type of, public service type stuff. So it could be bad for Envy, because for them, maybe if they did not know that this is, but how could they not know? You see the guy's social media. He's obviously dealing with this guy. And he's on his social media. He's on that other guy's social media. This is a nationally syndicated broadcast. How are you allowing this guy to get free time? How has he not been vetted through like some sort of guest management, that you're having someone come on and he's got business dealings with one of the hosts that's questionable. Yeah,
For
absolutely.
5 years, this man has brought up a convicted credit.
On top of that, Charlemagne, this, like I said at the beginning, these guys are in their mid to late 40s. This is a current, even not to say that, because I mean, I'm of this age group. I'm a little bit older than these guys, but at the end of the day, um, the bottom line is anybody is replaceable. And, you know, anyone's replaceable. These guys could be replaced, and then they got the new team coming in for the next 15 years. You know what I'm saying? These guys have been in for a minute. And, like I said, Angela Yee, she got up out of there. Okay.
Card scammer. Put it on their YouTube page, on their social, on their radio waves. DJ Shrimp shouldn't get fired. Their boss should get fired. 5 years, their boss has been asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, but guess what? The boss gets fired, and guess what? They come in with new talent. You know what I'm saying? The, as far as having people who are on the cusp of what's going on right now, they would hire another team, young and fresh, and revamp the whole entire thing, because these guys are middle age, and they'll just revamp the whole damn show. You know what I mean? You got everybody wanting to podcast. Carisha's over there podcasting. Damn, everybody is, trying to do their own little thing, and damn near auditioning for their own shows anyway. A lot of people would like that steady, regular contract money, especially when they find out how much these people actually make. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who their boss is, by the way. I don't know. I am not sure. So that's definitely where I'm at on that particular subject. This is so crazy. So this is crazy. So there's a scammer looking at a pedophile all morning long, and a pedophile looking at a scammer all day long. Let me tell you something.
Yes. I mean, that might not be facts, but basically, yes, Envy was almost like the person that was bringing all the people to the yard because people were coming on the strength of Envy. People were coming on the strength of even the radio station. Here he is bringing his friend up, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're taking out Javits. We got Javits on lock for a presentation, and people are like, okay, this is legit. So then they're bringing all of these people that they probably are all in affiliation with referral codes and all kinds of stuff like that. So people are buying different services from different people, and they're probably all benefiting from it. And I don't think that, when you're on a radio station, you should be intermingling your personal business dealings in with your job, right? Um so that could be a problem on top of the fact that Pena is problematic. He's a felon, and is now under federal investigation and charges for potentially scamming folk. And it's not good for business in the sense that you've got the local NBC station doing a 7-minute video on this situation. You've got people saying they've lost lots of money. They've taken equity out of their homes to make this investment because they thought that it was real. They invested based on the strength of Envy. I did a live about it a couple of days ago. I'll share it on I think I already shared it over here, but I'll put it in the first pinned comment. But yeah, there's a bunch of people who feel, who don't have any answers. It's been months, it's been years for some, and people want their money. They want to know what's going on. Pena even tried to pay somebody in jewelry. How ghetto is that? Just a mess. A mess.
I don't even care about your name, Envy. How about that? You know why I don't care? Mr. C said what up. You know why Mr. C says hello? He remembers how hard you were going. And Lesser Charge Leonard, you guys like to go hard. You do, don't you? But let me tell you something. You two ain't for the music business. You're not for the music.
What, Angela Yee's position? I'm sure whatever that is, if that's the position that's open with Angela Yee, I'm sure that these two guys get paid more than that.
Music, all of that fake mental health, all of that fake, I'm trying to help people get real estate. You're a crook, you're a thief, and you're a scammer. And you should be ashamed of yourself in public right now saying you had nothing to do with it. Because let me tell you something I learned about you today that's going to come out soon. And I don't care what I use these airways for. You took a lot of drug dealer money, and you took a lot of label execs money that have not come out to say nothing yet. That's why you're hiding. You're not out in the street. And your goofball lawyers putting out a lot of statements saying you had nothing to do with it. But everybody said they talked to you and you pass them to the man. You're a scammer, Envy. You are a professional scammer. You're a piece of garbage. You think people don't see you? I see you. You think you're holier than thou is the main problem. And your man's a pedophile. He likes underage kids. He puts drugs in drinks for women. You guys gotta be kidding me. But let me tell you why they're not gonna fire you. You know why they're not gonna fire you? Let me tell you. Because you know it, and I know why they're not gonna fire you. Because if they fire you, that company takes on every lawsuit and they're gonna lose. Because they're gonna say, you fired him so you knew he was a dirtbag. So they're gonna leave you there. So they don't gotta pay them lawsuits. But you should be ashamed of yourself. Who you think that is on the news and everything else? You think that's somebody else? That's you. But you know what's funny? Anybody else, you and Lesser Charge Leonard would have went ham. But you know what two subjects you guys never talk about on that show? There's never no pedophile talk or underage talk. Now there's no real estate talk, and y'all don't do no more scammer talk. I see through you. What did you think, goofball? You think I forgot you? You think I don't remember how you was talking? You remember when you were playing my wife close? My ex-wife?
Funkmaster Flex is ranting on DJ Envy. He's speaking from his heart, okay, about what's on his mind.
You remember when you said you had a videotape that could break up my happy home? You forgot. You didn't forget, did you? Because I never forget. You remember when you used to send people behind the scenes to threaten me about some of my friends, like Cypher? You remember that threat you sent from somebody? You remember when you had Erica Mena threaten me? Or you forgot? You forgot? When you sent her to talk to me through J.O.? I never forgot. Oh,
mad.
Lesser Charge Leonard. You remember, right? You remember trying to talk to a few people behind the scenes? Thought you were inquiring about me? You remember how many times that Dangerous Morning Show sent a message to me and said, we have information on certain people at your station? You still want to talk about that tonight, Flex? And I did. But see, now, it's so different. You bozos was never going to outlast me in these streets. There's a difference between me and you. Okay? Lesser Charge Leonard, with your fake mental health program. It's so fake, but you know why they'll keep it? Because the sales department likes to sell it. But you're a fraud and a phony too, Leonard. That mental health is a fraud. You don't go on a show talking about other people. You guys love to talk about other people's household, side chicks, marriages, everything. Guess who's on the block now? A A1 scammer and an A1 pedophile. And let me tell you something, Mr. Pedophile. I see you scrambling every time to scrub those things online and get all that type of talk off. But you know what you forget about your little interviews? When you talk about putting pills in women's drinks, you're a scumbag. And your man's a scammer. See, I listen to that podcast he does. He gives very good scammer advice. And his dad is a white shirt, so he gets him out of every situation. But you know what, though? I want you to know something, Mr. Real Estate Rico. When you sleep tonight, look down at your bank account and look at all those other people's bread. Because let me tell you something. You didn't work 5 years for free from that other piece of garbage. Oh, and listen. I noticed a few different people in my neighborhood hanging around. So let me help you with that. I come out the station every night at 12 o'clock. I go straight to the house. Every nightclub I play, I post it on the gram. You ain't got to sneak. You sneaking to catch me off guard. Catch me on guard. It's okay. Take your chances. Real men catch real men on guard. I'm here to get caught on guard. both of you are punks and you ain't in the street and you steal from people behind the scenes and then you hide behind the microphone. Hence, your fake mental health program. How can you be that when you're a pedophile? Oh, you want us to believe you're better. Oh, that's for the job, so they don't bother you. Got it. Then we got Mr. Scam.
Um, yeah, that's Funkmaster Flex. He's dragging the Breakfast Club basically. He started out with Charlemagne. He is calling him Lesser Charge, King Gobbler, it, basically both of those. And then he's calling DJ Envy Real Estate Rico. Okay.
Scammer. Taking old ladies' money. Good luck. You think we wasn't gonna outlast y'all? I can't hear you. Listen, and if the two of you were feeling froggy, never, ever send anyone, bruh. Show up. Just show
Mm-mm-mm.
up.
So Flex, you really think that Envy is sending goons to your neighborhood to try to see what's up? That's interesting.
You can show up. You ain't got to tell me to meet me. Show up. I'm walking out of here 12 tonight. I'm going directly home. I'm in the club. Saturday, Friday. You know where I'm at. Come on at 7. I walk in at 6:30. It's okay. See, the difference between my brand and your brand doesn't matter what platform I'm on. I mean something. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a good night. The two of you love to send out cease and desist letters. Only the guilty do that.
You know what another thing Envy did? The other so on his Instagram, he put up a clip of him and Charlemagne talking, and he's like, even during the pandemic, I gave money. I asked he asked somebody, I don't remember who it was at the time. He said, "What DJs out here are real fucked up right now? What's going on?" You know, I sent money to DJs all around the city, like anybody who needed, anybody who it's like you can't like, sir, it's a you got problems. You putting out PR that you were helping other DJs during the pandemic isn't going to help you at this moment. I mean, I don't understand what's going on with DJ Envy, but he won't stop talking. And he was talking when his lawyers told him to not talk. But then he also, part of his dialogue is just kind of, it did remind me a little bit of Nesto, kind of like, I do good deeds. I mean, it's one of those things. Okay, you do good deeds, but you're being accused of bad deeds. Okay. Now, you might not be innocent because we got to remember due process and innocent until proven guilty, right? However, at the end of the day, you could do a whole entire speech on how much good you've done. But as long as there are people who are victims and have information around you doing something bad, that's good. That's the matter at hand at the moment. So yeah, there is no love for the Breakfast Club right now. The people, the community, their community of DJs are not feeling this, and people quietly feel like they already knew what was going on. Even Joe Button, when he learned of, he kind of started doing business with Caesar. I'm sure you guys heard. He said he called 3 people. He called Joe Button, he called Fabulous, and he called DJ Clue. DJ Clue wasn't interested. Fabulous said, I'll get back to you. And Joe Button was like, it's a Ponzi scheme. You're going to jail. Okay.
$17 million. 17 million on 4 houses. You proud of yourself, Envy? You proud of yourself? You feel good tonight? You feel good knowing those people. When you watch those news clips, you feel good about yourself. Those people saying you introduced it to them, you brought it to them, and they should have checked it out better before they gave their money. No, it was you. You feel good. If you feel good by yourself. But let me remind you too, because I never said this before. Oh, we got an office. I walk in there every day. I work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. At the office, by myself. No security. You're always welcome to come chat. So let me tell you this, while we get back to this Rick Ross, and we get back to this Meek Mill. Let me be so clear. My talk game, you not messing with. If you want to play in that street, let me know. We would love to play with you.
Okay.
Let me know if you want to play in that street, because I'd love to play with you in that street. I'm 10-0 in that street. Remember, I said that today. I'm 10-0 in that street.
Damn. Guys, next time I want to sound tough, I'm going to be like, okay, which I'm not going to say, especially not on the internet. You want to play in that street? He said, do you want to play in the street? Oh my God. This is so, just to hear, like, this is so petty for a man. Like, it's like, look, we know you don't like Envy. We know there's some bad blood, but at the end of the day, my goodness, okay, you want to play in the street? Because my talk game, you can't beat my talk game. And I'm 10-0 in the street. So this is funny.
Give that money back, punk.
So yeah, they say Caesar collected about $17 million on properties, not even close. Okay. Not even close to that value. And it's pretty extensive. I've got the complaint. And the wife purchased a new house. The wives are not helping. You go to their Instagrams, it's not helping at all. No. Let me see. Is he gonna play music right now? Let's see. I think he's playing a Meek Mill song. So I guess Flex got a divorce. Envy was goading him, saying he had some information. He had something about Flex's wife. I mean, when you start speaking on wives, that's pretty much it. It's done. Like you two are no longer, like you guys are going to be enemies for life. You can't really speak on anybody's wife. Men don't like that. Even a cheating man doesn't want anyone talking on his wife, right? Because she's still the wife for a reason, and he's trying to hold on to her. If he didn't want her anymore, he wouldn't even be there. She wouldn't be wife.
Man, send those guys a steak or something. You got your logo on there, bro. Crazy. Bro, don't worry about it. I'll pay you top dollar, $20 a car. Oh, he's in the car game. Okay, let me explain something to New York about real estate Rico. I'm going to break it down for you. He did not use all that money on cars. You are looking for the money in the wrong. All those people that he owes you money, you're looking in the wrong place. Go to that Instagram right now. He only shows 1 or 2, 3 cars at a time. He's never taking you in a garage with all the cars in one place. The cars don't exist. So your money is not in the cars. Stop looking there. He never owned them. They do the Instagram. They do the gifts. Then the car's never driven again. You must look. You're looking in the wrong place for the bread, guys. Oh, stop, man. Stop. I'm really enjoying this show, man. This is good. That wasn't tough talk, New York. That talk was just, let's be men here. Lesser charge Leonard. Oh, yo, lesser charge Leonard. When I get you. Lesser charge Leonard. You're not too far away from that news yet. You're not far. Because you know who did you know what with her, and you know her age. And I'm not talking about Jessica Reed. I'm talking about the other two. You hear me, lesser charge? I'm good at getting my paperwork. I put good lawyers on the case. You know the other two you're trying to...
Joe Button said he spent it at the Kit Kat flagship store. Kit Kat candy bars or Kit Kat Club?
I keep quiet, but I'm gonna wait. That's why you'll never ever say nothing about me on that box, because you know I knew the first one. You know, Leonard, you know I paid that lawyer to get all your paperwork, and I know they called you to tell you that a lawyer asked for that complete paperwork on your case.
Yeah, I don't even want. So yeah, Wendy Williams, that was it. That was it, and that's all. Sherry Shepherd, I don't even like the fact that she's in the revamped Wendy studio. I can't get into it. I feel like it's a betrayal to Wendy. I'm a Wendy diehard for a long time. Long time. Like back like radio days. And Charlemagne interning. You know what I mean? Like back then. So I can't do Sherry. I don't even watch it. I unsubscribed. I was petty and I unsubscribed from Wendy Watchers. I also was really upset how they took her social media. I guess her social media was part of the package. They took all of Wendy's social media, I guess because it belonged to the show. And I mean, Wendy's not hurting. She's got money and all of that stuff, but I didn't want to be bothered with it anymore. I was done. Once Wendy was done, I was done. I was done. I couldn't. Yeah, I unsubscribed, guys. Anyway, okay, let's move on from this. This is interesting and we'll keep checking back. I don't think that this is going to go away anytime soon. I know you guys had a couple of questions. We'll pivot. Um it's very, very, very extremely petty. It's super petty. Okay. Just keep your eye on this. This isn't going away anytime soon. Um, I would hate it for I think DJ Envy would be, I mean he's gonna be devastated if they try to they try to come and he gets pinched and he has to go down to the courthouse. I don't know. I hope that look, justice has to be served and at the end of the day we're gonna see how it works out, you know. He's still doing a lot of talking. His lawyer told him to be quiet. We're going to see what happens. Okay, so let's pivot off of this. Um, where are we? Okay, we're back at. Okay. So Shirley, was that Shirley in the I don't know if that's a wig or not. You guys, like a percentage of people are like, like you guys have to go to the comments. There's a couple of people who are like, that's not Shirley. I'm thinking to myself, so is it that you don't think she's with Nesto or you think she is with Nesto? Like, why would she not be there? Like, it's okay if she is. That's her like who knows her? I don't know her and don't care. She don't know me and I don't know her. If she wants to show up for her husband, let her. Okay, let her. Um, that's one thing. You guys, let me. I highlighted a couple of questions. Somebody asked what we know about the Essence pictorial. We talked about that, and I said probably you guys should. People should reach out and see if they have any comment. Was this actually a did they pay for it? Do they know anything about it? Any of those kind of things might be helpful, and maybe some they're already in on it as far as trying to figure out what's going on, or putting a reporter on the case, who knows. But it's certainly not being covered. And she's not a big celebrity, but Steve Harvey certainly is. And for TMZ to talk about her eviction once upon a time and think that was interesting, the fact that they have never even followed up is kind of a question mark to me. The fact that they actually went to the trouble of putting up a story about one of her evictions, and then moving forward there's nothing, and now there's like a ton of stuff going on and they're still not talking about it. So I don't know. I love when they don't listen to legal advice. Oh my God, that's the best. Again, I'm here for it. I don't have to be at work until tomorrow at 4 p.m. Okay, make sure you are getting all the way caught up. Hey, Sarah, a severe bowl cut ain't nothing to ever F with. Okay. Now I think her hair is a little bit shorter right now. I don't think that that's it right now. I wonder if that is a wig, or does she get her hair laid that well? I don't have up the graphic of her with her mask on. I don't think. But anyway, but guys, yeah, we cut. So the live earlier today was so good. I enjoyed that very much, and that video, that particular series of calls were good. She made girl TMZ. Go to TMZ and just go into the search bar on TMZ and put in Shirley Strawberry, and you'll see a story. But if you go into my playlist, I have everything from both channels in one playlist. Go into my playlist, and we talked about it. Sometime last week. Um I can't remember what day it was and on which channel we did. We probably did it over here, so it would be a Real Talk Bougie post. But just check in the playlist. We talked about it. Or you can go to TMZ and go into their search bar, plug in her name, and you'll see the article where they talk about a house that they were living in, and they paid 1 month of rent. The next month, they paid 25 days late the following month. And then, so let's just say they moved in May. Let's say, let's say April. They moved in April. May rent was 25 days late. And then June, July, August, September, the sheriffs are knocking on the door and they had just moved out. I don't know how they've been living like this. It's weird to me. I know that there's people out here who've been evicted. I've never had the misfortune, thank God, to ever have that happen. So I don't know what any of that is like, but you know what I mean? Like I don't get it. Someone who is compensated well into the six figures like her should never have this type of problem. And I know someone's going to say, well, everyone's bills are everyone's bills. I get it, but $500,000 a year, and I think she was doing just fine as a single woman. She met this guy and he started spending up all her money. I mean, that's just basically it. Um, i- that's it. What it had to be. And I mean, I don't think she probably noticed anything until she couldn't spend any money anymore. But he seemed to have been doing everything for her, and she liked it like that. So she didn't have to do anything. But that is to her own demise, because, sis, where's your money and why do you have a $2,000 storage? So I don't know if her storage was, it just seems like everything is always behind for her. Um, Shirley rocking a 27 piece. So it one of those little piece by piece like wigs where they install it piece by piece. Um, but anyway, guys, I feel like we went over like a lot of this stuff earlier. Let me see. She might be showing up because she's finally has come to her senses and wants to know the truth. Okay. I mean, I can buy that. I can. I think that's a plausible reason, but I don't. I think that if she came to her senses, don't you think she would have gone to the DA and sat and had a long conversation and she would know everything because they would lay out all the evidence to her? The fact that she's showing up in the back of the courtroom, maybe she doesn't know anything. She knows what she knows, but she doesn't know what she's supposed to know. Does that, you know, you got me? I think we talked about that earlier today. It's like, did she ever show up downtown to the police department? Is she still wearing that ring? When she did that interview with that lady in February, it looked like she still had her ring on. Let's look and see if there's anything going on. Oh, you know what? Let's go on Facebook because those are recent posts. So we can get a look at her from, you know, the Facebook is more recent on the Steve Harvey show versus her social media because her social media is not being updated at all. Okay, let's do that. And then we're gonna go because y'all, ma'am is tired. I've been talking all day. Let's see. So, okay, let's go over here. This is what's so messy to me. Hold on. Is this showing yet? Oh. They still have this damn thing pinned to the thing. Look at this. You go on to Steve Harvey FM, 2 million followers. First thing featured is this. It's redamdiculous, okay? I just cannot believe that they still have that on there, but I guess they do. Um Puffy. Mm-mm-mm. We're not gonna even talk about that. Um Whenever I go through this, I'm like, oh my God, that's okay. Who is that with the big hair? Is that Nick Cannon? Who is what is going on here? Marjorie, who is that with the big fro? Are those one of his kids? Oh, is that Lori? And then Miles, or what is his name? One of the kids? Oh jeez. Okay, so everyone's kind of doing androgynous. The ladies are doing some sort of men's kind of look. The son is giving clutch bag, and Steve is just got a permanent smile on his face. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, Harvey's. Okay. Not what we're here for. Okay. Here is the let's see.
Me. I planned a birthday dinner for him, and he said he wants it to be an intimate dinner.
Y'all trying to tell me that that's not Shirley? Hold on. Let me make it bigger. Sorry, guys. Y'all trying to tell me that that was not her with the mask on? I don't know why. Okay. Can this get bigger? Hold on. Hello?
Dinner for just me and him. Is he being sweet or is he hiding me?
Okay. Y'all trying to tell me that that's not Shirley in the gallery.
Wow.
He hiding you. You don't look. You don't look like you think you look, and ain't nobody told you.
8 years old and I'm dating a man that is younger than I am, and I think he's ashamed of me. I planned a birthday dinner for him, and he said he wants it to be an intimate dinner for just me and him. Is he being sweet or is he hiding me? Wow.
He hiding you. You don't look. You don't look like you think you look, and ain't nobody told you. Okay, you are not. You're not sexy. You are not. So he wants what? Carla, she don't look like she.
Okay, moving on. All right, let's find another one. Oh my goodness. I don't know what that was. Is Tyler Perry putting Beijing in his beard? Okay. All right. So not a lot of there are no strawberry letter posts. Interesting. Is the strawberry letter done? Damn, Suge Knight's getting old. Suge Knight launching a new podcast from prison to address all beefs. Oh my god. Okay, here we go.
Risa says, my friend let me borrow some clothes for a photo shoot. I wore one of her blouses for 15 minutes and a jumpsuit for about 10 minutes. She wants all 5 of the
Y'all were like, okay, her bangs are not that short. Come on now.
items dry cleaned, even if I only wore 2 items. Am I obligated to do it, or is she just being
And the glasses, okay?
petty?
Hold on, let me get back to that profile again.
Am I obligated to do it, or is she just being petty?
You guys on this topic are a mess. A mess. Messy. It's almost midnight too. Y'all, I'm trying not to be loud. Look, I do this for you guys. Okay. This is all for you guys. I hope everyone hit the like button. Let me check and see. Did everyone hit the like button? I know everyone's like, girl, of course we did. Not really. Like half. Half. There's 671 and there's 324 likes. Okay. Let's see. You're on the fence now? Because Cindy, you were on the fence which way? No. Now you're on the fence like maybe. Okay, let me find another one. Okay. And then unless you guys have some and they are still featuring her as the chief love officer. Can you believe that?
No, you borrowed her clothes.
Look at Mississippi Monica over there with her her bun.
Yeah, you
You
borrowed.
ain't got to wonder which one you wore. Just dry clean the clothes. Do you know what it would have cost you to buy that stuff? Just dry
Right.
clean the woman's clothes. Why you being trifling? She was kind enough to give you 5 outfits. Your funky behind wore 2 of them. Now, here the problem with the 2. If you put the 2 in the bag with the other 3 and you had them on, you've now affected the freshness of the other 3. That's why all 5 of them got to go to the cleaner. What's wrong with you, though? You borrow the damn clothes, you don't pay for them, you don't want to clean them. That'd be your last time coming to my house. Why is your po ass over here anyway? If you ain't got the clothes for the photo shoot, what is you doing the damn photo shoot for?
Wow.
What is the
So
You
she
need
can
to
make
get your
some
ass
money.
a filter and do some selfies on IG and change your clothes with the filter. What you need
Look at you trying to be a techie.
Boy, you better recognize Tommy who my damn boy. I'm teaching juniors. I've been teaching juniors stuff all morning. Cause what y'all don't know, a junior couldn't get on this morning without me. Cause he work his little Zoom button and everything. He didn't even know to go to his
Get out
college
for
pad.
Shirley, keep giving us that profile. I guess that's the biggest I can get it. That's her. I think she must have had a hat on or a Kango or something or a rough ride to the courthouse. And that was what it was.
Click on the blue icon.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
Shit.
Okay, let's find another
right.
one. Okay, let's find another. Let's find one more. Let's see. Now that boy, those teeth, my God. Let's see what's going on here. She likes that's her little cut right there. Um, let's see. Is this the same thing? Oh, Uncle Steve's voicemail. Okay. Oh my God.
School. And after only 1 month, he's maxed out my card, buying a subwoofer for his car and some sneakers. His father said it's my
Sis is aging, which okay. Uh, what
fault for
happened?
not teaching him how credit works before I gave him my credit card. Our son isn't stupid. Since his dad is so understanding, why won't he help me pay the $5,000 bill while he's away at school? And after only 1 month, he's maxed out my card, buying a subwoofer for his car and some sneakers. His father said it's my fault for not teaching him how credit works before I gave him my credit card. Our son isn't stupid. Since his dad is so understanding, why won't he help me pay the $5,000 bill? Why is
Guys, we have almost 700 people here. Go ahead and tap on that. Yes, no, I'm not sure. Okay, let's try to run the votes up and I'm going to shut it down in like 3 minutes. So there's 690, there's 66 votes. Some people are probably laid up in the bed and can't find their phone right now. Let's go ahead and get these votes. We got 2 minutes and then we're going to shut it down right now. 77% say yes, 6% say no, 17% are still on the fence. Okay.
our son not being punished?
Uh-oh. I was trying to get that profile shot real quick. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it one more time. Okay, you see, she is rocking a short banging right now. Okay. For anyone who is like, her bangs aren't that short. CW said, my man, my man, my man. Do I have that in here? Hold on, let's see. Hold on. Wait.
Well, it seems
That's not it.
that's my man, bitch.
That's my man. Don't talk about her man, her man, her man. Okay. Let's see. Make it nice and big for y'all. Look at those edges. I don't even know what you call that cut. Maybe it's called a Shirley pixie. Okay, let's see. All right.
This is from Angie and Richardson. Angie says, I allowed my 18-year-old son to use my credit card while he's away at school. And after
And look at the glasses, y'all. Those are the glasses that lady had on in court.
only 1 month, he's maxed out my card, buying a subwoofer for his car and some sneakers. His father said it's my fault for not teaching him how credit works before I gave him my credit card. Our son isn't stupid. Since his dad is so understanding, why won't he help me pay the $5,000 bill? Why is our son not being punished?
Oh God. Hey Auntie, what's going on? You guys' comments are so funny. Oh my god. Oh my god, I had to take my glasses off because I'm crying. Oh my god. Look, that's her. Stop it, y'all. I'm not saying anything else. Let's see how many people. Some people didn't even bother to vote. It's like, okay. 137. Auntie, what did Auntie say? You know that shit. Oh my god. Okay. We've gone through this 4 times. There's some people who have been swayed, but that's not my job out here. I'm done. That's it. Yeah, I mean, that's her husband. Okay. If that's her husband, that's how she feels. You know what I'm saying?
That's my man, bitch. Yeah, period. Oh, don't try to read me out.
Look, y'all, I cannot with y'all tonight. This is too much. Okay. Um, Shirley, sis, we understand. Sit Shirley down bad, guys.
Taylor.
Look at Steve with the palm tree behind him. You know Steve is over there in Abu Dhabi.
For $29.90.
Yeah.
Shirley, you over there to the storage?
But see, you gave him your credit card.
Yeah,
You
she
didn't
did.
tell him how this works.
Mhm.
Your son is not stupid. Yes, they are.
Mm.
Your children are stupid to a lot of things until they are exposed to it.
Mm.
See, that bill don't come to him.
Yeah.
It's just funny to me how they sit and talk about financial literacy. It's funny to me how they talk about dating and cheating and all of these things. And Shirley is damn near 70 years old and still going through everything that's in these letters. It's like, my God. Steve has tatas now. Yeah, he sure does. He got something going on. Okay, y'all, we've been at this for almost 2 hours. I told my husband I was going to be on here for an hour, and look how time flew. Let me go ahead and get in the bed because I got to get up and you know make things happen in the morning. First thing, 5:30. So I got to get up at 5:30. So y'all, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining me tonight. Let's do the poll. 152 of you have voted. I gave y'all 9 minutes, okay? It is what it is. 9 minutes. Was Shirley in court, okay? 9% say no. Let me get my little screenshot. Um Did we even have any mods here tonight? I don't even think, did we? Oh, okay, Tanya D and Gabby. Okay. I was like, I didn't see any blue. Okay. All right, let me get a screenshot of this just so I can post it. I have a couple of polls I still need to post back up, y'all. Okay, let's get this. Was that, let me find the picture. Okay. This is, to me, this is the funniest thing that we've just trying to figure out, was that Shirley, is hilarious to me. Okay. Poor Shirley. I know this situation has not helped her one little bit. Okay. Was Shirley in court? 152 votes. We had 407 likes tonight. Thank you so much, guys. We had 152 votes. You guys are amazing. We did about 9 minutes. And what did you guys say? Bougie Gang says this. Those who voted, the others decided, well, I'm not voting on this. We already know who it is. I'm just going to take those as yeses. Anyway, 152 votes, 9% said no, 19% are still not sure, and 71% said yes. Okay. So there we go. Okay. It was her. 70%. 70% ain't bad. Okay. And Steve has a high booty. Stop it. Oh my God. I never saw it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Y'all, it's time for bed. Okay, y'all, you guys have a wonderful evening. This was so much fun. You guys are so much fun, and I enjoyed this tonight. So, go ahead and hit the like button on your way out. I will catch up with y'all tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything right now. I do know that I have a couple things on my list over at Love Lies and Lace Fronts that I want to get into, and I might pop over here if there's anything going on at some point during the day. So um maybe after 4 o'clock or something like that. So you guys just bear with me, and I'll be out on the YouTube streets tomorrow, but more than likely you'll see me at lunchtime over on Love Lies and Lace Fronts. Okay. Guys, have a good evening. Thank you for joining me. You guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.